So we've our mini run of wins and clean sheets has come to a somewhat stuttering halt with a 2-0 defeat against Boston Town tonight, and that was a tight game where what were we 0-0 at half time, and then I think you can basically say there were two key moments which caused both of their Boston goals.
Yes, it's a disappointing night. I think on reflection, if you look at the game as a whole, I think probably one great save from Lake second half, one they cleared off the line first half. I think probably both teams would conclude that there was lots of huffing and puffing, but probably 0-0 was on the balance of play a fair result, and it's a really big learning one for us tonight, and because we've come off the back of two really good wins, a really good win away from home and a really good win last Tuesday, but tonight I think showed a little bit of a lack of experience and know-how at vital times, and I think the minimum we need to make sure that we have in our mindset that we come away with a 0-0 there, and we go, look, it hasn't actually happened for us too much going forward, and that you're going to have games like that. It's not going to always be free flowing. You're not going to create chances all of the time. However, you can't legislate for conceding goals like that. I'm going to front it out. It is what it is. It's there for everyone to see. If I don't mention it, it looks as if I'm sweeping it under the carpet. Lakes will learn from that. He's a great goalkeeper. He made a great save, but it can't happen. And I think that things like that can change the momentum of games. And I think we were building into the game nicely at 0-0 at that particular time. I thought we had quite a good foothold in the game, and that came out of the blue. And kind of the second one was very similar as well, where I felt we were building some momentum. But equally speaking, I thought, as the back four, I thought were really good tonight. I thought we were, as you said, Sven, I think we're a bit stuttery going forward. We weren't as fluid as we usually are. But that, credit to Boston as well. I thought their formation caused us problems. And we didn't find enough solutions tonight. So it's a really good learning point for the group in terms of where we are in the season and games, etc. There is a little bit of progress there in terms of we've come away and thought we've got to get at least a point there. But fair play to them. They took the two chances, and I thought they managed the game really well as well. But as I say, I think they're two momentum swingers, and if you keep it at 0-0, there's always a chance you might get a half a chance yourself, and that's the mindset that we've got to get ourselves into. But can't fault the players' effort and things like that. I think potentially we could have reacted a little bit better after the goals, and we've got to learn at times. We've got to have variation in our play. Sometimes we have to be a little bit more direct. Sometimes we have to utilise the ball a little bit better. But that will come. We look ahead now to Saturday's game against Melton.
Speaking of Melton, I mean, obviously they're up there amongst the top 10, which is somewhere that we've only had one success this season, so obviously against Bourne. So another tough game is going to come on Saturday.
Yeah, I said to the boy, Max said about it in the change room after tonight, this league is relentless, and you have a tough game tonight, tough result to take, but you've got to dust yourself down and be ready and prepared for Saturday against Melton, who have been consistently, I'd say, for the last 3 or 4 seasons in the top 5, or at the very least in and around it. And we need to be ready to compete for every ball, making sure that we've got the right mindset, and make sure we try and execute the game plan as well as we can. We've got obviously Lenny coming back from suspension on Saturday, and probably have a couple of others who will be available as well on Saturday. But yeah, again, another tough game. But we'll be ready, and we'll go into the game as we did tonight, full of confidence. As we know, I think on reflection from tonight, it probably was a 0-0, but we've got to learn quickly in terms of those things that have happened tonight. So yeah, no knee-jerk reactions. Just learn from it and continue to try and make as much progress as we can.